Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes are traveling through the desert. Butthole talked with Quinny to learn more about fatherhood. Quinny helped the king compare daddy styles, and Gartok secretly began a quest to learn who his father is. But what will happen now that our heroes have fended off a hill giant ambush? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Six flaming skulls sit at your feet. They are not creatures that are alive. They are creatures that are dead. My entire encounter went to shit. You defeated the hell out of two chimeras and a hill giant. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your lack of combat. You've successfully murdered the wingnut assailants who descended on you. The hammerers standing behind you are in awe of this combat. Butthole, you had just loudly announced that peace works.
Peace maintains. Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, and your troops are, they're too well trained to applaud, but holy shit, did you guys stomp the hell out of those enemies? Is there anything you would want to say to each other or check in on before you carry on into the mountains themselves?
I'm going to kick some desert sand over these flaming skulls, put them out. Like, you guys want, I don't know, you guys want like matching skull pauldrons? We got two. One for each shoulder.
I feel like
matching set.
I feel like that's a little bit more Aka than Asgard. So I'm going to pass on the skull outfit as the leader of the nation. We don't want to be about war anymore.
All right. I said I get Jenny something cool. I'm picking up this fucking dragon skull and like put that in my bag.
Okay, see, that I'm fine with. Does anybody else want any decorations for home or something to like remember the journey? Do you guys want keepsakes? He asked the peacekeepers, pointing at all the skulls.
They all there was a moment when Quinny suggested pauldrons, but there was like a little bit of jostling for like, well, there's not enough for all of us. But now that you said that that's more Aka than Asgard, they're all having a bit of a little minor existential crisis as they realize like, oh no, we need to adjust our tastes. We can't all dress like Skeletor anymore. We have to be better than that. So a lot of, oh, no, sir. Thank you, Your Highness. No.
Okay, because if anybody's got kids, yeah, I bet they'd like a skull.
And then like a few people move forward and get the skull.
There's only one dragon skull left, guys. The other one's a goat one, which I mean, I guess, I don't know.
We got 3 dragon, 3 lion, and 3 goat. So, but maybe you got a kid who thinks dragons or lions would be too scary. Sometimes you got like
maybe they're young.
Or like a really little kid.
A really young kid, so get him a goat skull.
Yeah, get him a smaller one because it's way smaller than dragon. Like this feels like a reasonable choice.
Well, this is good. This is really just knocking off a lot of Christmas presents for baby Miles for me. So in future, I know just get him a goat skull. And
start him.
Oh yeah,
start
one you've killed
on the goat skull.
Okay, one you've killed on the battlefield.
Yeah.
All right, off to the goat wars.
You burned the flesh from.
Yeah. Then an offering to Zeus or combat. Understood.
A level 7 spell.
Yeah, great. So yeah, they pack up an appropriate amount of skulls. One of them offers to carry the tallest one. It's just like, yeah, okay. So just like with one of those rope net things like you wear when you're climbing stuff, they just like rope net up a bunch of skulls and just throw them over their shoulder. And they say, all right, we're sorry we weren't able to be of more assistance.
Oh no! You can listen. You guys would have stepped in if you were needed. We could do this thing at range, keep it pretty safe. I'm happy with how that played out. Any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I didn't think you guys did anything wrong. Can you cast flaming firestorm spells from like 150 feet away?
And Steely Knife Jack just holds up his little dagger and he's like, "No, I'm more of a stabbing guy."
No, yeah, me too. That's how you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That blasty thing I did, that's all I got.
Okay.
I think given the length of our journey, you will have plenty of opportunities to prove your mettle.
Thank you, Gartok. I feel a lot better. Very inspirational.
Yeah, Gartok, do you want to give a quick, I'd say, let's just say for a 60-second speech before we hit the road? Whatever you're feeling is inspirational right now. We could all use it.
Well, I recently overheard a conversation about fatherhood, and it got me thinking, what is a father? This is not turning into an inspirational speech.
No, are you a different kind of speaker today? Because this feels like more it's a spiral.
Let them finish.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna get there in the last 30-second back half of this.
I thought it was a literal statement if this isn't going to be inspirational, but no, I get it. So
yeah. Bring it home, Gartok.
They're going to turn it around.
And what I've gathered is that a good father is someone that you can depend upon.
Yeah.
In this case, You depended upon the king, the minister of culture, and myself. In the future, we will depend upon you. In a way, we are all fathers to each other.
Okay, yeah.
All right, thanks, Daddy Gartok. Let's get on the road.
Yeah. From one papa to another. There we go.
And
Dad Force.
With that, the Dad Force, some possibly headed for dungeons, some kind of Dungeons and Daddies, if you will, set off into the mountains. So the mountains take a full day of travel. You are making your way through, and can I get perception checks from all of you, please?
Ooh.
10.
14. Oh, excuse me. 24. I did that dumb, like really, really rudimentary math thing of like, when you're adding to 9, you just take that other number and subtract it by 1, and then you get, you know, in my case, +5, so it would be 14. And I forgot I rolled a 19, not a 9.
Ah, yes, yeah. That's drastically different. Either way, still very successful roll.
Just about 27. Oh wait, 7. I did that thing where you roll a 2 and add 5, and then you make it a higher number as a joke.
See, that's math I can get behind.
Yeah.
All right, so, and Gartok, you had a low, I believe.
10, I think.
Yeah, okay. So, Quinny, this makes sense because you've got the telescope. As you're making your way, I think, carefully through the mountains, there's, urgency to this, but not so much so that it needs to be a mad dash. Every so often, you see just a little crumbling of rocks or something on a peak, and you whip out the telescope, and as you guys are moving through the mountains, you just continually see other members of the Wingnuts just kind of like peering down at you guys as you make your way through. And you can't hear what they're saying, but even from distance, there's a lot of like pointing and like shaking heads and then kind of hiding again. You get the sense that they're kind of scared of you guys now. And so weirdly, they're scouting you, but you don't feel like they're scouting you to ambush you. They're just scouting you because they're scared of you.
All right, well, I know a guy who can amplify his voice pretty significantly and may want to speak. I'll just say, hey, I'm Butthole. I'm spotting, I think, more of this Wingnut crew.
Oh, what? Sorry, I was lost in thought. Wingnut?
Yeah, they're watching us.
Oh.
You can kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but like up there, over there, along that ridge.
Oh, I mean,
are they mountains?
I'm going to have to take your word for it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
These are either mountains or big hills.
I'm just saying, it looks like, we, if what the hammerers are saying is correct, then, the hill giant and the chimeras, they were wingnut people.
Oh, okay. Yep, got it. I
I
thought it was just like a not nice thing to say about the hill giant. He was a wingnut, but like this makes more sense.
I think it's a group
Okay.
that call themselves wingnuts.
All right, just a second. And he's going to cast thaumaturgy on himself and be like, hey, wingnuts! Hope we got the name right. If that sounds insulting to you, it's not what I intended. We're here. We're going to be here again. Let's chat. You want to send an envoy or something? We're from Asgard. It used to be a car, but it's Asgard now, and would love to make some friends. Love, King Butthole. He's going to de-thaumaturgy himself and be like,
Can you roll me a persuasion at disadvantage?
disadvantage?
Yep.
Well, that's pretty good. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a nat 1.
There's just a silence, and then you hear a couple of voices just go, bah, bah, nothing here but goats, bah.
Oh, well, ball's in their court now, You said your piece?
Yep, yeah.
We got to get going.
I got to include like one more thing, and then we'll keep going.
All right,
and he just triple thaumaturgies himself, and he's like, hello, Quinny, did they say sheep or goat? It's still broadcast because he forgot already.
Did they say it was a goat skull from the chimera?
No, they said what they were in the middle of their lie.
I think they said sheep.
Hello, sheep people. If you wanted to send a sheep to like make an alliance and be friends, you could send them to Asgard, formerly known as Aka. And Butthole is now in his head. He does not know this, but he's suffering from what we call the Twitter problem, which is he has a new name, but everybody only knows the old name. So he has to include formerly known as on everything he does.
Yeah, and the URL is still
That's funny.
So if it's covered in newspapers, they have to say, like, Asgard, formerly known as Aka, has proclaimed this new thing. The king of Asgard, formerly known as Aka.
That's funny. That's not what I think of when I hear the Twitter problem, but that is true.
Yeah. I guess it's the media covering Twitter problem. There's a lot of other Twitter problems. Yes, if you wanted to send somebody to chat, that'd be totally cool. And you have my solemn oath that we will not do any harm to them. Not even a little bit. We're still cool, even though you attacked us. I promise, we're still cool. And he's going to fart some guidance on himself and be like, love King Butthole, and end the call.
And then, like, a comparatively tiny voice is just like,
You can trust him. He's a true father to the people.
Oh, God. Butthole thinks to himself immediately afterwards.
Dead silence, and then, bah, and then you hear some scrabbling and running away.
I mean, we didn't come here to.
No, this is fun. This is a net gain. All right, so I'm gonna leave something on the way out. He's gonna.
Oh, are you gonna?
I gotta leave him a present. They're not bad people. They're just confused.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna like take a shit in this valley or something.
Oh, wow. That's more of a fart hole move than a butthole move. But he would leave them a sacred gift.
Okay, the lines are blurring for me.
All right, I'm gonna leave them a little note, and he takes out of his bag. He has a toque with ball on top and strings with poofs. He's gonna take that out and take out a little scroll and write, "Hello, sheep friends. Sorry about the whole ambush / loss of whoever that was. I'm sure they were great. If you send a friend to Asgard, formerly known as Aka, have them wear this hat, and then we'll know that they're cool and you got this message. Love King Butthole." And he'll put the little note on the little hat, and he'll put a rock on it so it doesn't, like, blow away. And he'll be like, "I left something for you. Love King Butthole." And he's ready to go.
All right.
It's not a turd.
I'm not thaumaturgying that.
No.
Still echoes. It's fine. Gartok was able to yell. Yeah. Okay, so having left a peace offering for the wingnuts.
Turd.
It's not a turd.
They're gonna think this was a trick.
Having left your gift, your diplomatic Not-Turd, you make your way forward through the mountains. Can I get a survival check at advantage from all of you, please?
Natural 20.
Holy shit.
Nat 20.
Oh my God.
Ooh, not surviving, but thriving.
I was built for these hills.
6.
Okay.
Gartok needs a dad.
Gartok, I'm going to give you...
Gartok the dadless is really stuck on these hills.
Oh, no.
I never had a father to teach me these skills.
Yeah, throwing a ball back and forth, climbing dangerous mountain ranges, you know. Okay,
Whipping you for misbehavior.
Again, it's more of an account.
Cooking a wholesome meal.
Different styles, different places.
Different daddy styles.
Daddy styles. All right, so Gartok, I'm going to give you disadvantage on your next any physical check you do, whether that's swinging a sword or you know, if you're trying to dash or anything else with your chair, just because you're a little. This is not a kind climate to Gartok, and honestly, I think Gartok just isn't used to riding a horse this long, whereas the rest of you are.
Yeah, he's kind of bony, so it's a little bit uncomfortable.
Like Juniper has the muscles for it.
Yeah.
And has built them up over time, but like Gartok wouldn't.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, Juniper's all ass.
Hell yeah.
She thick.
For Butthole and Quinny.
She is.
Gartok's bringing strong twink energy to this experience.
For Quinny and Butthole, you rolled nat 20s on a really innocuous check. So I'm going to give you advantage on your next roll, just whatever your next roll is. We'll just pass that forward. You're both filthy with inspiration right now, so don't want to just give you more of that. But yeah, just advantage forward. Okay, so it takes some time to get through the mountains, but eventually you round, a mountain pass, and before you can see rolling green hills, deep trees, lots of forests. And you behold the Dale lands, or the Dales as they're commonly known. So, Butthole, you would know...
Quick pause, just because I made notes. I have the River Arcan being something we need to get to before the Dale lands on my list of locations.
The Dale
It goes
lands.
through the
Yes.
Dale lands. Okay, I just want to make sure my map matched what you said.
Yeah.
So, Butthole, can you roll me a history check to see how much you remember about the Dale Land?
You got advantage.
Oh, I do have advantage. I don't need it, but I have it. It's good. I rolled an 18, so that's a 17.
Yeah, that's a Quinny athletics check right there.
I always forget this.
Still damn impressive. So, Butthole, you probably remember the Dales as a place that seemed like the nicest place you could live near a car. I think this is something that I know I certainly had when I was a kid, and perhaps many of you have too, where you don't necessarily know too much about the world, so it's just like the nicest place nearby that seems like reasonable and realistic to get to move to. This is kind of the Dales for you. There's a lot of politicking, as we described previously, within the Dales. So you kind of heard about a lot of that, but at the time, I don't think you were too concerned about matters of politics. It was more, escaping your parents and finding your own way. But the Dales are a much more kind of juniper-friendly space. They're very lush. They're very green. A lot of agriculture. So Quinny, looking out, this feels a little bit familiar to you as well. Just a bit of a calmer spot wedged between big empires. Again, Cormier is right there. You would remember, I think, vaguely, hearing about wars between the Dale lands and other places. There are a lot of the various Dales themselves, which are kind of like organized towns and villages and other things, are more than happy to defend themselves and can band together in times of need, but a little bit like ancient Greece, also turn on each other in times of peace. Mm-hmm. So an interesting space for sure, but a nice change of pace from the desert. You can already see, again, more shade, which will be nice. It's been a hot few days, particularly for Gartok. And sort of trickling out of the mountains a little bit north of you, you can see the beginnings of what looks probably to be the Arcan River. Starting, you can see there are several rivers coming out of the mountains. They don't necessarily sync up directly with the pathways through the mountains, but it's easy enough to kind of make your way down out of the mountains and over to the edge of the river. When you arrive, there is just a smiling orc who is sitting there fishing on a rock, and he's got, for lack of a better term, a summer camp's amount of boats just kind of stacked up in a little sort of shed. And he's got a big sign over it that says "Rick Slick's Boats and Things," and he's just sitting there fishing. And as you approach, he says, "Well, hello, travelers. Welcome to the Dale Lands. It seems like you are in a fine traveling group. I mean, you no harm. I just sell boats and rent boats for the purposes of water traversal. Are you in any? I see you've got horses. Those aren't super helpful here. What can I do you for?"
Hi, are you Rick?
I am indeed Rick Slick, and these are my boats and things.
Hi, Rick. My name's Quinny Brownbarrow.
Hi there, Quinny.
I'm the cultural minister of Asgard.
Never heard of it. Sounds nice. Is it one of the Dales?
Formerly a Ka.
And he just immediately falls backward off his stump and reaches behind him and just grabs a fistful of dirt. And he says, "I can throw this dirt real hard."
I bet you can, buddy, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. I think we're here to just do like a transaction to rent some boats. Can they take horses?
And he looks over at his boats and no, they are not.
Okay, but we're surrounded.
This is King Butthole,
my liege,
King
and he
of-
keeps the fistful of dirt and then bows low.
Oh, that's super polite of you. Okay, so you got boats. We got horses. There's a lot of trees around. Do you got an axe?
And he looks at the fistful of dirt and he says, "Actually, yeah,
Oh,
that would have been a better."
yeah.
Oh, that would have been a better tool, huh? But if you're talking about building something that'll carry these horses, rivers are not kind to horses. I don't think you're going to want to risk them. That said, and he goes over to his menu of options. He says, "The in things does cover stabling. You're not the first travelers to come through here. I've dealt with goats. I've dealt with mules. I've dealt with donkeys. I've dealt with horses. I've dealt with
Oh, that's good because these are horses.
a
These are
guy
horses.
who had a backpack with a chair on it. I got lots of options. So yeah, if you need to just park your horses somewhere."
Okay, so yeah, if you could store 13 horses,
Oh my God.
and a bag full of skulls, that would be super convenient for us because I don't want steely knife jack to have to keep carrying that bag of skulls.
I'm keeping mine.
Yeah, that's fine. But like the big ones.
Do the skulls require any kind of special servicing? Do they talk?
Is that part of the end stuff?
It could be.
No.
Look, I don't get a lot of traffic out here, so I kind of have to.
It's a bag of gifts for children who love skulls.
Akka's really scary. Okay,
No,
sure.
no, it's Asgard.
Asgard's really scary. Okay, sure. Yeah. I can put up your skulls and 13 horses. I'll have to do more fishing. Horses like fish, right?
No, they don't. Have you really looked after a horse?
You're like, do you guys like fish? To the horses.
The horse is like, sir, no, sir. Way more. I prefer handful of tasty oats and occasional apples.
Yeah, no, it's going to be standard horse fare. Oats, apples.
Wait a second.
What?
What's a horse?
Points at the horses.
See, I told you that already. Can you describe a goat to me?
Yeah, they're well, they've got goatly features. They've got those things on their head that all the goats have, and they sound like they make that goat noise. The bow, the goat noise.
Rick Slick has never taken care of any animals.
Oh, hang on a
Rick
second.
Slick is clearly looking for stuff. He thought a horse eats fish, and he can't describe a goat. He lied.
Rick.
You roll. I don't know what this is gonna be. I think this is an intimidation, to be honest. It's just that you're not threatening him with like
Intimidation or like
Natural 20.
shaming, guilt.
He falls apart. He's like, oh God, okay.
This is the Chief Justice of Asgard right here. This is
God,
Gartok.
oh God, look,
You just lied to a cop.
I can't build you a horse boat. I just needed. I'll feed him whatever you want. I don't.
Do you have apples and oats?
I can find some. It's the Dale land.
We've set a precedent here. Can you describe apples and oats?
Yeah, they look like the apple things, and they make that apple noise. Get up now, or maybe they don't make a noise, but if it falls,
All right, so I don't know how Rick has made it this far, guys.
All right,
people need boats.
Can you describe a boat?
Yeah, it's that.
No, words. Use words.
Yeah,
don't point.
It floats, and you sit in it.
do
and
we
it can
see
take
a
you
boat
down.
floating?
Okay, all right.
Are any of the boats in the water floating
just
moored? Or are
ropes
they
going
just
up the
laying
river.
on the
He
land?
drags one off, and he says, "Okay, this one's on the house," and he sends it downriver.
Without us?
Yeah, you want to see a boat float? So we push it
On
around
the house in a way that we can't use. Okay.
I thought you'd like tie it to a. Oh man, Rick, you're having a day. All right.
Wait,
so,
you can tie it?
We really flustered you, huh?
Nope. Do you know what, Rick? We're gonna leave some people to teach you some things. I'm gonna need a volunteer, 2 volunteers from the squad, to stay here with the horses and Rick.
Care for them.
Yeah,
Maybe
look
take
after the
care
horses
of Rick, too.
And let's teach Rick some stuff because this business model makes no sense. Who wants to stay?
The human from the night before, from a couple nights ago, puts up his hand and says, I got it. Tariq's on it.
Okay, Tariq's on it.
And
is there somebody who usually partners with Tariq here?
a dwarf steps forward and says, yes, my name is Durian Tarkane. It's never come up except in the name game, but I've forgotten most of the names, so I wanted to make sure that everyone knew. But yes, Tariq and I have worked together quite a bit over the years, and they share a little like jovial, like, jostle each other a little bit. There's like a little bit of spice there, but it's kind of like a Mulder and Scully early in the series kind of thing.
Well, so they're definitely gonna fuck.
Yeah, but like not yet. They got to solve some cases first. And Durian's like, we have often taken care of the wagon train over the years, and I think we would be fine taking care of these fine war horses. And Teresa says, yes, sir, we've got this.
Awesome. Okay, so you two will stay here. Horses stay here. Anything we need for the road goes with us. Anything we don't, anything horse related, can stay here.
Yeah,
and we'll teach Rick some stuff.
And Durian just says, yes, we will teach him horse confidence.
Fabulous. Okay.
Excellent. I just want to say, Rick, you've started up it's a great location for your business. Location is really the primary thing. But I think you could really take advantage of the number of travelers who are going to want to travel down the Arcan River. They're going to want to leave things behind. We are not going to be the first. Asgard is becoming more open to people, less of the undead. You got a real opportunity ahead of you, and I think you can make a lot of yourself if you let Tariq and Durian here help you out.
I'm going to give 1 point of inspiration to Rick Slick. And he just nods and says, oh, thank you. I guess I'm used to either a Ka or the Wingnuts kind of killing everybody before they get here. So I don't get a lot of visitors, but the visitors do show up. They usually want a boat. Okay.
I want to be clear. Do the Wingnuts come here to try to kill you?
No. They stay in the mountains. There's enough people coming through the mountains that they don't need to bother me.
Where would they go if they were kind of like scared off from the mountains?
Oh, I don't know. I don't go into the mountains.
Okay, they wouldn't come here.
I don't think so.
All right, I'm going to do a quick aside with Tariq and Durian. Hey, friends. So I don't think the hill giants are going to come down here, but if they do, I can like leave more people if you need that.
They shake their heads, and Tariq just kind of conspiratorially leans over and says, "Yeah, if that happens, we're just going to take the horses and go, and we'll find you later."
That makes perfect sense to me. Also, bring Rick. It's weird to just leave Rick here if we took the boats. Because how many boats are there, Tom? Are there enough boats for Rick to get away if they take the horses? Or are we clearing out the boats?
there are like a bunch of basically like almost dinghy-sized canoe situations. So they're not huge, but yeah, he could.
Okay, then
he's built a lot. He literally all he does is fish and build boats.
Don't worry about Rick. He's his own problem. He's got boats. All right, so cool. Thank you. That's a good check-in. Just wanted to solve this problem. We're good on the Giants, Quinny. We're good.
Okay.
Gartok.
Rick is like, are we?
Yeah. So Rick, we're gonna rent these boats. So we're gonna teach you some skills. And how much are the boats?
Well, and he just like runs his hands back through his hair and says, "Given the lack of other options, I think you'll find that 50 gold a boat is a more than a reasonable price." And he's gonna roll with inspiration on persuasion. All right, so I rolled a 19, so that is a 17.
Whoa, buddy.
Okay. Do you want us to roll opposite it, or what do you want?
Can tell me how you feel about that reaction. I mean, you can counteroffer, that's fine, but that's his...
Rick, you're making a lot of really good points. And I'm going to counteroffer with 50 gold is a lot. You are the only person with boats here. It's also too much, and I don't want to pay it. So I'll give you, we need what, 7 boats? 1, 2, 3, no, we got 8 of us, and then there's 3 of us. We share a boat? Probably not. So.
Yeah, they're big enough that the three of you can easily get in.
Okay, so we share a boat. Then we share three of boats. So there's 8 plus 3 is 11, so we need 4 boats. Okay, Rick, I got, oh, and the wolf. Okay, we got to add that too.
He'll fit in with you guys.
All right. Rick, I got an option for you. I will give you 10 gold a boat or 1,000 coppers.
Can you roll me a deception check?
Just trying to offload your bullshit currency?
I have heavy stuff that I want to carry. Or do you want to borrow? Here's the other thing, Rick. I will give you 2 cool things out of my bag. Ooh, I'm not going to tell you what they are. That's going to be it.
Do you have a toque?
The mystery bag, Rick.
You could really use a toque. It gets cold in the
Let me double check.
Possibly a pom-pom?
I have long underwear.
That's not a toque.
I know it's not.
I've tried. And he like flaps his waistband. He's wearing long johns.
What if I give you a bunch of copper wiring? I pulled it out of a building we were in a long time ago.
You didn't offload any of this at home?
I don't really go to the store very much anymore.
It's in the tummy bag.
This is all in the bag. I got a bunch of copper wiring.
All right. No. I think it's got to be money or mystery bag at this point. So go ahead and roll your persuasion.
All right.
And I will roll
guidance on myself.
Okay.
Perception.
19. This is persuasion?
Yep.
26.
Damn, I rolled a 19, but still not quite enough. He says, "Oh, okay. You drive a tough but fair bargain. I want the 10 gold, but the 1,000 copper. Surely that amounts to more than
bigger
10
number.
Gold. And then I could say I have 1,000 of something. Give me the coppers."
Perfect. Rick, this was a trick. I just need to educate you about how money works. Gold's worth more than copper, buddy. I'm giving you the gold.
But it's 1,000.
This is insane.
No, you're a king.
Maybe
maybe you're a little.
Standing in the boat.
Sorry,
we're
having a negotiation
please?
over here, sir. Oh, that's how you tie a boat. Oh, interesting. Okay, no, hang on though. I think you misunderstand mathematics. As a highfalutin king, you might not understand, but 1,000 is more than 10.
All right, then you get 1,000 coppers, and I'm going to leave you this copper wiring. Because I don't want it.
You God's damned fool. And he takes the copper wiring and says, now that was a trick because I didn't even need the copper wiring, but now I have it. And he just piles it up along with just a pile of useless money. And he sits on it and he says, well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
I'm climbing into a fucking boat. I'm done.
Thank you.
And tally ho!
As you start to go, Tariq just raises a hammer and like points at Rick and shrugs.
I just
and he says,
let it ride.
And with that, you float on down the river.
And I think Butthole's going to look at Gartok and Quinny in the same boat and be like, "Listen, I try to get along with and like everybody, but that guy sucked, right?"
I think he's just uneducated. He's probably been trying to make a way for himself without much example to go based on.
I don't know what's going on with me, but I didn't hate him. He was just incompetent, and like his incompetence mainly impacted him, which I was fine with.
Oh, see, I felt like he lied a lot, and then at the end he got really uppity.
He was bad at it, and he was uppity and in the wrong. So
he's probably just trying to take advantage of whatever source of self-worth he could cling on to. And thinking that he'd one-upped you was, like, probably the best feeling he's had in a long time.
We'll see what he's like after Tariq and Durian, straighten him out, teach him some things.
Okay. I'm asking for an opinion on an unrelated thing.
Okay.
But it's kind of related. But you don't get final say. I get final say.
You're the king and God.
This is a
God.
This is a God question.
And my friend.
If Rick Slick died and was going to hell, do I have to let him into Butthole?
I'm sure you've already got, like, a system in place for judging people when they go to hell, right?
Yeah, but
I'm saying you just met him, no favorites. Like put his pros and cons up against whatever system you've already got in place.
So I don't have to. But what if the system's just like, oh, come on, man, I can't be mean.
Is that your system?
I don't know. I'm worried it is. Right now, somebody else is managing, the business. And when I get there, I'm going to have to review the system that's in place. And if I disagree and Rick Slick's like, I'm burning in hell, please let me out. And I'm like, but I don't like him very much. Then what do I do?
But is not liking someone a reason to keep them out of Butthole?
That's literally the question I'm asking you, and you just asked it back to me.
Maybe if you're asking these kinds of questions, godhood is just not like your strong suit.
I push Quinny out of the boat.
Quinny, roll a dexterity save.
Jesus.
Oh, low roll too on a dex save. Oh, plus 10. 14?
Butthole, can you roll a strength?
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
sure.
I'm going in the
Or
water.
athletics, rather?
I'm going in the drink.
Well, I'm farting a guidance on myself with my God
He
powers.
really wants me in there.
That's a nat 1.
Butthole, you go to shove Quinny in the water and you fall in the water.
That's fair. I
Goblin
deserve this.
Jr. tries to grab your...
I don't know if I even realized, stop trying to run from these conversations, Butthole.
Goblin Jr. tries to grab the hem of your coat to keep you in, but you are much larger than him, so he goes in the drink too.
Oh, my God. I'm checking my inventory for rope.
Don't you have a ring of swimming still?
From Slick Rick. I'm just saying.
The ring of swimming went to Butthole.
Yeah.
And then he went inside of a sea monster.
Everything I was wearing, I think, got destroyed
It
by
did.
my
it
travels,
did.
so I don't have that
Because
no
he
more.
dropped naked into the western desert.
Yep.
Yeah.
How deep's this river, Tom?
I don't have rope in my inventory anymore. I must have used it all up.
So it's there's you have no rope. You're in the water. Goblin Jr.'s in the water. The current is pretty hefty. The other boats are kind of bumping past you. You're wearing heavy armor.
I'm aware. That's why I asked about that.
So, yeah. So you begin to sink, and Quinny, you have this panic moment of patting yourself down. Gartok, you're just in the chair. There's not really much you can.
Do you have rope?
You can do to contribute to the.
Yeah, I have leftovers from my old explorer's pack.
So you start pulling out like chunks of rope and then having to tie them together
knot
to try
it.
and make a rope. When Butthole, you feel yourself get poked in the side of the face with a stick, just like not hard, but like aggressively poking you.
He'll grab a stick. He's
grab a stick. Goblin Jr. obviously like grabs on the back of you, and you get kind of pulled into the sort of reeds and high grass on the side of the river. The other boats, I would say, like you've traveled a little ways down, and you start like pulling off.
Okay, we can. Okay,
and
I was
more
like, bye.
Yeah, no. It's just it's enough chaos and panic.
Yeah.
That you're just kind of like floating down river, and like also none of you are great like sailors, or none of you are good at boat. I mean, you're on a big ship for a long time, but that doesn't help when you're in like a tiny little boat. So there's just a lot of like city folk panic of like, oh shit, like paddling out the side. The hammerers don't know what the fuck they're doing. So you all manage to moor a little ways down and then have to make your way back. But Butthole, you're pulled out of the water onto the shore, and you look up. And there is a half elf wearing just like denim coveralls that are like really, really deeply worn. He's not wearing a shirt under them. So he's got one thumb through one of them. His other arm is pulling up, and he's jacked. Like he's not I go to the gym fit, but he is a guy who is clearly like lived in the woods for a very long time. And he's just kind of casually chewing something, just moving out sort of a wad of something around in his mouth. And you notice a stench kind of on the air around him. And looking down, you can see he's got like a bunch of skunks hanging out with him and a possum on his shoulder. And as he drags you up, he just kind of spits some of the wad of chew out of his mouth. And he says, "Oh, hey there. Looks like you're from away and you got yourself in a little bit of trouble down here in the water, did you?"
Yeah, that's a pretty apt description. It's very wet, and I'm very heavy. So this was,
you're looking mighty soggy there, fella.
Thank you for the stick rescue.
Oh, of course. Hey, I'm just sorry you had to go in the water. Unless you want to go in the water. If you want to go in the water, that's a pretty good place to be. But if you don't, it's not a place you all want to be. Now, listen, I got to ask you something. You cause any trouble for these here folks? And all the skunks turn and point their asses at you.
Oh, I mean,
Ooh, a blessing.
I mean, for the
a
record,
baptism.
For the record, they all smell amazing and they seem really chill. So
And they do. But are you here to cause any trouble for these here folks?
no, that I didn't even know these folks were here, but I'm glad they are. Stink up the joint. This is awesome.
Well, and he kind of like scratches at his head for a second. He says, you may be the first fella I've ever seen from away who understands the value of a good skunk. Well, listen, why don't you come up here and get dry? I got some towels over there. It may not be up to your standards. You look at your
my
little
standards
fancy
are
fella there with your little fancy cloak and stuff, but I can get you dry.
You cannot imagine how low my standards are. That would be great. Thank you.
That sounds all right to me. Well, listen, my name's Fuhar, and it's a pleasure to meet you. Let's just get your friends from downriver there. We'll all go have a little snack. We can have a little sit. We can have a little chew, and I'd like to hear where you're from and what you're about.
All right, we're staying with Fuhar for a bit, everybody. Just pull over here. This is Fuhar. Do not fuck with the skunks. The skunks are cool.
Yeah, also, I'd appreciate it if you didn't all mess with my possum neither.
Oh, yeah, not the possum neither.
Yeah, no, neither the possum nor the skunk shall be messed with, or else you shall taste some stinky wrath.
Yeah, Quinny's like moored the boat with Gartok, and he's like high knee stepping through like reeds and like tall grass, and he's like, "Yeah, fine, whatever. Butthole, what is your problem?"
Oh, you can go fuck yourself. And Butthole's going to go over to the towels.
And Fuhar just turns to you, Gartok. Mm-hmm. Says, "It seems like those two fellows got something to work out. Did old Fuhar find himself in the middle of something out here?"
Oh, just the standard troubles between friends. You know how things are.
And he like looks at one of the skunks specifically and says, "Oh yeah, old Fuhar understands how things are when friends get into a spat about things, like who ate whose nuts." And he like glowers at the skunk, and the skunk glowers back. He says, "Okay, yeah, great. Well, there's nothing a good John can't sort out. Maybe old Fuhar can help him sort it out. And what's your name there, little fella?"
Oh, hello. Good to meet you.
And Gartok has like basically climbed out of the boat, grabbed his chair, is pretty comfortable.
Yes, I'm Gartok, Chief Justice of Asgard. Apologies.
Well, I'm Fuhar Gobblesnoff, and I'm the the Chief Justice of just about nothing. I don't even know what a Chief Justice is doing out here. It seems like we don't. You here to make some laws or something, or what are you doing? You trying to bring some kind of a car? What's that?
No, we're just going on an adventure.
Okay, all right. I know your adventures are
I don't know
pretty
who
good.
this guy is. I'm not going to get
Yeah, okay. No,
information.
that sounds all right to me. As long as you're not here trying to impose the laws of some foreign nation on this here area, that's
Oh, no, we believe in the right to self-determination.
Oh, hey, now that's an important right. Not enough people talk about that, but that's an important right. I believe in that one very deeply. That's why I live in these here woods. Well, hey, you come on in, make yourself at home by the fire. We'll see if we can sort these two fellas out. So, Butthole and Quinny, you are in angry silence at the fire. Goblin Jr. is just trying to like shake himself out, but he also wears armor, so it's like really.
Oh, I was gonna say Butthole and Goblin Jr. both be out of armor if they're dry, because we also need to dry off the armor so it doesn't have bad things happen to its interiors. Oh hell no, this is all physical.
Oh, okay.
So Fuhar has basically just like a swamp shack set up, but
Nice.
it is it's large. It's clearly like a multi-room like swamp shack. It's clearly been here for a long time. The wood is that kind of slimy, mossy, kind of deep swamp vibe wood. But he's also got just a number of kind of trinkets and other things that he's collected that are just hanging. And I think Gartok, having been as well traveled as Juniper is, you can see that there's kind of like trinkets and things from around the world. That have clearly kind of been. It's almost like when you go to a bar and there's like a bunch of different dollar bills from around the world. It's that kind of vibe. And yeah, he's got a deep fire pit kind of built with stone. There's some cut logs around it. Big iron cook pot. And Juniper, you would probably be the one to notice this more than the other two. There's all sorts of like little perches and chairs and other things that have been meticulously carved for all the skunks and possums to hang out on. So they kind of create like a court around you as, the hammerers kind of drag the rest of the boats up onto the shore. And Butthole, they would help you with your armor unless you're just doing that on your own.
No, he's not.
It's very much like a take it off. And now you
yeah.
have people for this. So they get it up and they start wiping it down. And Fuhar gives you just a big towel. And despite it being kind of ragged and clearly well worn, it is one of the softest things you've ever kind of put around your shoulders. And he puts one around Goblin Jr. as well. And says, now listen, there's some, I understand you got a little Chief Justice guy over here who's talked about self-determination and not being here to impose any laws on the folks of this here place. And that's pretty good. But I got some rules, too, that y'all should be aware of, aside from the not messing with the skunks and the possums, which it seems y'all are already kind of on side about. Now, here's what I need from you folks. And he points at you, Quinny, and you, Butthole, specifically. And also Goblin Jr. He's not sure if he's part of this, so he just kind of includes him. He says, fire is a sacred place. It's an important place to kind of hash through things. And if you got some beef with a friend, it looks at that one skunk. So it's important to talk through it. And it's important to get it figured out because that's what friendship's all about. So listen, I helped you, and he points at Butthole, like, get out of the drink back there. I'm helping you dry off over here, and I'm providing some food and sustenance for all you. What I need in return is for you two to sort out your shit. Because I don't want anyone leaving Fuhar's little shack on bad terms. That's not what we do around here. If you don't like that, you can go right back in the river, and I'll throw you in the river too.
What the fuck did I do?
All right. And Butthole just turns and walks into the river.
What is your problem? I'm just like yelling.
It was a valiant effort, Fuhar. I think they're going to have to work it out on their own.
I think you're supposed to throw him in too now, yells Butthole from the river.
Those are weird terms, but I want that too,
To be thrown in the river?
No, for him to...
Hey there, big fella. Why don't you want to talk to this little fella?
I'm good, thanks. Not looking for this. You pulled me out and I appreciate it. You said there was a fire and I appreciate it. Did not agree to the other terms.
No, hey now, what are you running from there, big fella?
Goodbye. Just unties a boat. Just a naked Butthole in a boat starts floating down the river.
All right, thanks. We got to pack up his shit and catch up to
one
him.
of our
No, you
boats.
don't. We got to dry off that big fellow's armor. He'll be
He's
fine.
going. He's got none of his gear.
That's fine. The river will take him where he needs to go. Now listen, am I right?
Where he needs to go is like a nation of undead.
Look, I got to tell you, down the river a little ways, there's an abbey, and those folks will pull, if they see a naked man in a
we're at
boat
the
with no
halfway
friends,
stop.
they're going to pull him in along the way. So I say you let that naked man float. he clearly needs some time to think some things through.
Goblin Jr., can you get after him and just keep an eye on him?
And Goblin Jr.'s like, I'll take orders from you. Looks at Gartok. He's like, what do you think?
Goblin Jr., don't you want... But I don't understand. Don't you want Butthole to come back and us all to get along?
Well, listen, all I'm saying is this guy here just told him he shouldn't be a god. He's already wrestling with a bunch of shit. He just threw some extra shit on his plate there.
I think he's wrestling with too much.
Yeah, all right. So maybe approach it that way instead of being like, maybe don't be. Hey, you know what? You both agree on this?
I agree. It was tactless on Quinny's part.
You know what? Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to. And Goblin Jr. just like splashes off into the water, hops in his own boat.
What?
Butthole, like pick it, like throw a rope.
I don't understand. I was agreeing with him.
Yeah, sounds like you folks can speak to that dog. That's pretty cool. I don't understand anything that just happened there other than I saw the dog get kind of mad and leave. But
we can both talk to animals. So
yeah, we can speak to hello.
Hey, what's up?
Speak with animals. Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Skunks and the possum.
Hey, how are you doing? They all sound like Fubar.
Oh, they all talk like you.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're good.
We understand each other. We come to an understanding out here in the swamp, but it's important to come to an understanding if you're gonna be all living together. And it seems to me like your naked friend there, he's dealing with some stuff, but he's got a nice towel, which I will ask to have back if you ever back these ways. But I'd say to leave him and his dog friend a little bit. Let him have a little stew, and you guys can have some actual stew. Don't worry, the Abbey will pick him up down the road. Just take a load off.
I mean, realistically, I don't think he's gonna go far without us.
I don't feel good about, like, he's the fucking king, and he's going down there naked and alone. Well, now he's got Goblin Jr. Like, we were attacked by fucking giants and chimeras.
Do I need to teleport over to him and convince him to come back?
Can we just go with him? We'll all, you dry the armor, whatever, and I will, dry off, and you can join us down here, hammerers, everybody, take it easy. We can try to convince him to come back, but maybe we just ride down, just the three of us or something, if that's like a thing that we need to talk and whatever.
All right, let's do this, I guess.
Great. You said teleport?
Yeah.
Can I hitch a ride? Dimension door?
Yeah, if you want to.
I can hitch a ride, yeah.
How far can Dimension Door take you?
500 feet.
I guess. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on tight, Quinny.
Yeah, I'm hanging.
And we just disappear and reappear in the boat.
It's a canoe. I'm imagining we all have to see if we're still in a canoe. Step out of a door into a canoe.
Yeah, just the door opens. Gartok in the chair and Quinny drop in.
Yeah.
Roll. I need a dex save from all of you to see if you stay in the boat.
20 total.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
I have Oh no, I'm naked, so that's fine. That doesn't matter. I'm so used to negatives to dexterity. I got a 14 for Butthole.
Okay. Yep. So the all of you managed to stay in the boat, which is both good and bad. The good is you didn't fall in the water. The bad is now you're all in a boat and mad.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan,
Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn 1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gator Family, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.